announcement today, because there has to be a strong deterrent to stop people getting into those boats and risking their lives. I'm always thinking of those children who are taken with them and those lives lost. We have to, it's not just about stopping the gangs and breaking them up and the way people risk their lives. No, it's very important that we stop the illegal migrants coming here, and we have to find strong deterrents.
No, as it's shown, it doesn't stop them. It's not a deterrent.
And stopping the sources of the boats, the dinghies that are coming across, is making sure that people don't get in the sea at Calais and come.
You're about to witness the exact moment a woke commentator's immigration argument collapses under its own weight. Her suggestion that Britain should welcome all illegal migrants with no restrictions whatsoever. In the next 10 minutes, you'll see how the panel responds with real-world statistics, security concerns, and economic realities.
Seems to be safer than staying in your country of origin.
We do have some very strong resettlement schemes, the Afghan one.
But we don't have safe and legal routes for every country, as you well know. I mean, why isn't the government focusing on this? The best way to smash the gangs
from across here.
Do you think that'll work well as a deterrent?
I just don't understand that. I mean, if you're fleeing persecution from a country without a safe and legal route, you know, the deterrent isn't going to work. If getting in a boat and coming over on the English Channel to stop the gangs is to introduce safe and legal routes, that breaks up their business model. I mean, it's extraordinary to me that this Labour government, this progressive Labour government, is focusing on deterrence as a...
that completely dismantle this utopian fantasy. If you've ever wondered how far removed from reality some immigration takes can get, this debate provides your answer. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. In a stunning moment of political theatre, a self-described immigration expert revealed what she believes is the miraculous solution to the UK's immigration crisis.
It's not just about breaking up the gangs and treating them as terrorists. It's about ensuring people don't take those dangerous routes, not just on those boats, but tucked away in those freezer lorries is absolutely appalling. The way people risk their lives.
No, opposed to schemes that can actually get people here safely.
The biggest issue in my constituency is concern about illegal immigration. And we have to stop that. We have to stop those boats.
So give them legal routes and they'll be safer.
It's very important that we stop the illegal migrants coming here, and we have to find strong deterrents.
No, as it's shown, it doesn't stop them. It's not a deterrent. If people genuinely think their lives are safer getting in a boat crossing the English Channel...
This is a new piece of legislation.
Just throw open the borders and welcome absolutely everyone. You heard that right. During a heated panel discussion, this Liberal commentator expressed her groundbreaking plan with such conviction you'd think she'd discovered the cure for cancer rather than proposing what amounts to national suicide. The host wasted no time exposing the Liberals' radical position, immediately pointing out that she reckons and believes a way to stop illegal immigration is by allowing everybody in legally from anywhere in the world. It's the equivalent of saying you've solved shoplifting by making everything free. Problem solved, except of course for the minor detail that it creates a dozen bigger problems. When confronted with the practical implications of her utopian fantasy, the Liberal seemed utterly disconnected from reality. The host rightfully challenged her, asking, "So you just let every single Tom, Dick and Harry into the United Kingdom when we've already got a housing crisis as it is, and you think that's just going to be sustainable?" This perfectly reasonable question highlights the astronomical naivety of such a proposal. Britain's housing crisis would explode into a catastrophe if millions more people were suddenly competing for limited accommodation. What's particularly alarming is how the Liberals' position completely disregards national security concerns. Imagine a world where anyone, literally anyone, could stroll into Britain without serious vetting. Terrorists, convicted criminals, human traffickers, all welcome under this revolutionary approach to border management. The security implications alone should terrify any rational person. The financial burden on British taxpayers would be equally devastating. Current estimates show that each asylum seeker costs taxpayers approximately £30,000 per year in accommodation, benefits and processing. Multiply that by potentially millions of new arrivals under an open-door policy, and you're looking at economic collapse. Meanwhile, public services already stretched to breaking point would simply disintegrate under the pressure. British culture and identity would inevitably be transformed beyond recognition. Communities across the nation would face unprecedented pressures on social cohesion, as integration services would be completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of arrivals. Schools, hospitals, and local councils would buckle under demands they have no capacity to meet. When the Liberal attempted to sugarcoat her extreme position by referring to safe and legal routes as a way to smash the gangs, the host immediately exposed this for the fantasy it truly is. The simplistic notion that criminal enterprises would simply disappear if borders were effectively abolished demonstrates a childlike understanding of international crime. These gangs would simply pivot to other criminal activities. They wouldn't hang up their hats and find legitimate employment. The panel's systematic dismantling of these arguments was frankly a masterclass in applying common sense to ideological extremism. They methodically exposed how this policy would create a magnet effect, encouraging millions more to attempt the journey to Britain. Far from solving humanitarian concerns, it would likely lead to more exploitation, more dangerous journeys, and more suffering. What's perhaps most concerning is the cavalier attitude toward democratic consent. At no point did the Liberal commentator address whether the British public would support such a radical transformation of their society. The most recent polling shows that a significant majority of Britons already believe immigration levels are too high. The arrogance of assuming the public should simply accept unlimited immigration speaks volumes about the disconnect between Liberal ideologues and ordinary citizens. While the Liberal tried to present her position as compassionate, the panel expertly exposed it as ultimately harmful to everyone, including legitimate refugees who would see support services collapse under the weight of unlimited arrivals. True compassion requires sustainable, well-managed policies that balance humanitarian concerns with practical realities. When finally pressed on what her actual solution to illegal migration entailed, the Liberal fell back on platitudes about safe and legal routes, without any concrete explanation of how such a system would function, who would qualify, or how it would be funded. The vague hand-waving about smashing gangs through open borders revealed the intellectual emptiness behind her position. This exchange perfectly encapsulates the fundamental problem with radical immigration proposals. They prioritise virtue signalling over viable policy. They substitute feelings for facts and ignore the complex realities of national security, economic sustainability, and social cohesion that any serious immigration system must address. And so there we have it. This debate crystallises exactly why we need to take immigration concerns seriously and implement proper border controls immediately. The panel effectively exposed the hollow thinking behind these utopian immigration fantasies that would fundamentally alter British society. The stark reality is that such policies would strain our infrastructure beyond repair while undermining national security. One has to wonder whether these dangerous perspectives should even be given a platform on mainstream television. As the host aptly put it, we need to keep those woke liberals off our TV screens because she hadn't had an actual clue on the subject. What do you think?